important memory is a great one too, and I love it so much because it involves my family big time. And that's the 150th anniversary of Apex. And during this, I learned so much more about my family that I didn't know. And it kind of really, I was taken aback by it because, again, the 150th brought this on, talking about my great-great-grandfather, C.W. Matthews. In fact, this tall gravestone right here behind us, this is C.W.'s and Cecilia, his wife, gravestone. And this here is the Matthews family gravesite that we're actually standing on here, that we own this property just for the Matthews burials. And it's important because just the history of Apex, he's part of that history. And without him, maybe part of Apex history wouldn't be what Apex is today. Starting off, good friend Warren Holloman, he wrote a nice, excellent script for me about CW, and that was part of the 150th. Everybody in the 150th had excellent speeches that they said, that they talked about their family, they talked about different things, all bunched up together in the 150. And it was great because, again, me being able to talk about my family history in front of all these people was just, it was great feeling. And we're doing it again for Forged in Fire, for the play. And 150 led up to that, which is leading up to more things that we're eventually going to talk about with the family. Well, what makes Apex home again is my grandma Ada. That's all of my memories is coming back to her house in Apex. A lot of my family's in New Hill, which is bordering Apex right there. And we always came here and we always partied. We always had a good time. We always enjoyed our family and company. And it was just such a good time back then, up leading to now. And now it's just me moving out here and me like reclaiming all of my family and me being out here at the CW's Matthew Cemetery here. And this is another thing that has me so inspired because this is where a lot of our family is. The family matriarch is here, his wife is here. And it's just a lot that's going on with Apex that's making me feel good and glad that I'm actually here. Well, my hopes for Apex Potential is actually, they're doing exactly what I'm hoping, and starting off with the 150, and that's giving people their flowers that maybe didn't get them when they deserved to get them. Like CW, like my great-great-grandfather. A lot of people never heard of him, and he was one of the first people who built, owned, and operated his own store in downtown Apex. And not only one of the first people, but the first black person to do that. And his story is just so amazing because at that time, he wasn't supposed to do what he did at all. And I know it had to be rough for him. I know he had to have plenty of trials and tribulations, but he wound up being a rich man, and he did it. He was self-made. He was self-made. And that just inspires me because his story is just so unbelievable. And it's so unbelievable, like I was questioning it, but we have documents for everything. And that's what I love to see. And I just want to continue his legacy, not just with CW, but with other people in Apex that never received their flowers when they should have. So that's what the 150th was about also, was giving everybody their flowers and not just what's going on now, but how Apex started. And that's part of the play, is Forged in Fire is how Apex started. And now we're coming to where we at today. And Apex is just a growing town, it's building up. Everywhere I look, I see new construction, I see new businesses, and it has so much potential to be one of the greatest cities in America. And I think it can be that. Just the living out here is just great. Everybody is super, super friendly. From me coming up north to coming here, it's just, again, it's like night and day. And I just love it here. And it has just so much potential. And I know it's just going to keep growing better and better and better because there's more people getting involved with the community. And again, the 150th is something that really jump-started and kicked off a lot of things for a lot of people like me who's just interested in Apex. So now I'm going to be in a lot of community things that's going on with Apex. I'm going to be in a play, just different aspects. Out here in the cemetery, I'm about to get this place all rejuvenated. I'm also a landscaper, so I'm going to do my thing out here and put my good touch on here. Me telling somebody about Apex who really didn't know about our family history, it goes back to the late 1800s, and it started off with actually Papa James, which is CW's father. So he had CW, he had 3 kids. CW was the oldest. So CW started off, he started off trying to help the people of Apex. And not just the people of Apex, but the black people of Apex, because we didn't have much. Now, we didn't have schools, so he built the school. We didn't have any stores that we could have went to of our own. He built that. He helped build homes that's still standing today in Apex, that's still here, he built. The store he built, it's the restaurant now in downtown Apex to prevent, it's hard to pronounce it, but it's on downtown Apex, but that's still standing. And my family just has a lot of history here. And without, like I said, without Apex, without my family, Apex wouldn't probably be what it is today, because we had a lot to contribute. And we're not just talking about CW. We have other family members that I have so much that I could tell you about with so little time. But we have accolades too, and proclamations that we actually got from the town of Apex for the 150th anniversary. We have a play that's going on, Forged in Fire. CW is actually going to be featured in that play. I was so enamored about the history, about our family history, that I'm now working on a spin-off play, which is going to be in the future, and it's going to tell CW's entire story, everything from birth to death. And it's going to have interactions with all of our family, and it's going to tell a lot of the history that we have behind us.